Welcome back, everybody, to Switch to Linux. This is Tom and a kitty. So, today on Switch to Linux, we have a little bit of a special episode. We're going to be doing some live stream discussions here on some Internet of Things technology. And I am not completely sure I have everything organized. We're just going to kind of go and see what happens. So basically, what I wanted to talk about is the Internet of Things, mostly in response to, I've been talking a lot about this with a few different friends, and after especially watching the video from Brian Lenduke, which I had highly recommended everybody read at the end of or watch, I guess, at the end of my last live show last week. So what we're going to do here today is get into that. But before we do that, I just wanted to say that today was the milestone. We hit 1,000 subs on Switch to Linux. That's totally cool. And I thank everybody for that. It's been fabulous conversations, fabulous discussions. It's been an interesting journey. And I actually never reasoned that I'd start a YouTube channel and have it grow to 1,000 subs in a short period of time. So I think I actually officially started the channel in July, while I started to do a little bit of content. And the other kitty wants to say hi, maybe. Okay, she's going to run away now. She's saying hi. Can you hear her? All right. Hi, kitty. What? Yes. We're live on YouTube. You want to come and say hi to people? Come on. No? She's a little camera shy today. All right. So, I started it officially around July, but I actually turned the videos all public and went public with the Switch to Linux channel. I want to say it was October 7th, somewhere right around there. And so, with that, right around October 7th, I went from there, and it was January 10th is when I crossed 100 subs, and so I did a video on 100 subs that day. And so that was only January 10th. It's now the very end of February, and we went up 900 subs in, what is that, about 7 weeks. So that's actually pretty cool. So thanks, everybody, for that. And it's going to be an interesting journey going forward here. So we'll see what's in the future in the store. You can see behind me here, I got my nice new themed computer, same computer that I've had there for a while. Of course, yesterday we used Clonezilla, and I put it onto a different hard drive I had laying around, and I have actually noticed quite a bit of system performance. So you can see that, and I've actually had enough requests to show people how I themed this computer that probably tomorrow, unless something else shows up, we're going to talk about how I themed this computer. I pretty much changed, obviously, the wallpaper, desktop theme, icons, mouse cursors. I was able to put the folder view on here for the widgets. And it's actually performing quite a bit better. And the one issue that I have had with it being the media every now and again would stutter. That seems to have been completely resolved by switching hard drives. So that's cool. All right. So now we're going to get into the Internet of Things. So I've been talking with a lot of people about the Internet of Things for a little while here with some people, and so I pulled up just some basics. So of course there's some platforms out there that will allow you to build Internet of Things technologies, mostly cloud services. Of course, the Amazon cloud went tumbling down today for a couple of hours, but as of 5 p.m. Eastern time, that has been completely resolved. And I think that impacted pretty much only the S3, so anything you had served on S3. In the total peak of absolute irony, while I was looking into this, down detector was down. Yeah, down detector went down. That's awesome. So I detected down detector was down based upon the fact that I got nothing. But as I was looking up some IoT things here, I came across this. So this is from Amazon's AWS homepage on the Internet of Things. Of course, you can use this to develop an IoT platform. So if you have about 100 Raspberry Pis or whatever else, you want to develop and deploy some software that pings back into a cloud structure database. AWS is one of the ones. Azure has one from Microsoft. And pretty much any of the cloud server technologies have these. So I thought this was a fascinating quote. See that part there in bold? This is not me, this is them. If you knew the state of everything in the world and could reason on top of the data, what problems would you solve? See, here's the problem. That some individuals in the human society will look to things and say, let's exploit things, let's exploit people, let's exploit users, let's exploit data. And that's a concerning thing because there are hackers. And the problem is the IoT world just collects too much data. This right here is IoT. The purpose of IoT. The state of everything in the world. And you could reason on top of the data, what problems would you solve? Brian Landuke in the Internet of Things Will Destroy Us indicates the number of movies where the GIN, the globally interconnected network or something, how many movies has the computer technology not destroyed us all? 0! And that's kind of the scary part of IoT. Yes, there are a ton of awesome problems we could solve. In fact, I was just watching some TED Talks specifically on IoT, one of them even going back to 2012. That was like before IoT was really a thing. And back at that time, he's talking about the various ways he had things connected. I watched another one, a couple good pro IoT people. And one of the things that some of the pro IoT people were saying is, what if you had your app on your smartphone? It would detect that your heart went down and you log in here and your phone automatically alerts the ambulance for you and alerts it to the doctor and the hospital knows. And I gotta say, yeah, if you've spent any time going into the hospitals or anything with medical stuff, you do not get appointments that quick. Of course, emergency room you do, but I promise you, your app's not going to send all that data directly to the emergency room, and your doctor is going to get this stuff at 5 p.m. on a Wednesday night, and he's not going to get the data because he's going to be on the golf course somewhere, so it'll be there, but they might deploy an ambulance to come pick you up at the hospital, and you might very well get to the hospital, but what if something just fell out? I mean, that's just, I can understand there are fabulous, very, 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 very good uses of IoT. I am not saying IoT is bad. I'm saying we need to slow down and evaluate. Once again, Lenduke brings up, of course, the chaos-tician in Jurassic Park. We were so impressed about, let's see, can I remember this quote? We were so interested in finding out what we could do, we never stopped to ask if we should do it. And that is one of those things I feel like with IoT. See, I would love the ability to have a bracelet where it would monitor all of my activity as long as that data doesn't go to some third-party server. And the problem is all of these devices, it does. It doesn't go from your bracelet to your smartphone. It goes from your bracelet to the cloud server, down to your smartphone. That's the challenge. All right. So that is kind of where we get. All right. So, hey, hello, Chip. Thanks for the congrats. And, yep, I think the looks good is in reference to the new desktop behind me. That's very nice themed out. I try and retheme it every couple months or so. It's pretty cool. All right. So, anyway. We have the IoT challenges. There are fabulous, awesome, really good things with the IoT world, and then there are also really, really bad things with the IoT world. The challenge that we need to come up with is we need to figure out the balancing act between all of it. All right. So, with this quote on Amazon, if we knew the state of everything in the world, we could reason on top of the data, what problems would we solve? We can solve a lot of problems, but you also always need to ask which exploits could occur. And that itself, now, the fact that there's risk and there's exploits is not enough to go back and say, let's not do anything. But we need to rethink how some of this stuff occurs. We need to have a lot more privacy security concerns. The problem is, the reason the cost can keep low on these is because the private data that is collected is so valuable that it's not going to happen any other way. They want to collect as much data about everybody that they possibly can, and that they being the companies behind the information, because in reality we're all looking for a buck, and and that's not a bad thing. We have to. Money is required in at least every civilized society. You need to have some money so that you can pay your bills. I have rent, I have internet to pay, I have cell phone to pay. I would like to every now and again have some level of enjoyment or entertainment in my life. So that's something to consider as well. And the Internet of Things itself is a very good thing in many respects, and it is a very bad thing in many respects. The challenge is that we're too busy sending all this data to all these companies. And I gotta tell you, I've been having this discussion with more people down the road. And I'm not a super duper ultra paranoid guy. I mean, I'm not like Richard Stallman or something, where I'm like, don't put anything anywhere, because if I was, I wouldn't be on YouTube. But what I want to do is be able to have the ability to control. As I had said before, I do not keep, even my YouTube account does not stay logged in on my regular browser. I keep a separate browser specifically for that, and I don't use it for anything that's not related to the YouTube channel. Everything else goes through a separate browser. Now, of course, there was a bring back bartering. I've actually bought, the security cameras back there, that was a barter deal. I bartered a website for those. In fact, I have another channel that I'm working on the development for right now. Hey Diego, how's it going? I have another channel I'm working on right now. I wanted to build an intro theme, and I know a musician that does some great work in mixed music stuff, and so I bartered for him an intro theme song for a website. So bartering is something we can still do. Of course, good luck bartering at some places, but for the most part, if you can barter, man, that's awesome. I've been looking at several articles, and some of the articles I pulled out, I kind of wanted to look at. Some of these I didn't get a chance to really go through and perfectly organize everything exactly the way I wanted it. But, I was looking at Watson, of course. Watson is IBM's IoT thing. They're basically trying to integrate all sorts of databases into this learning technology where you can put everything up. And actually, I saw a little clip where they put Watson on Jeopardy, and he's just once the first question was asked in Jeopardy. It's like question or answer, I guess. Jeopardy. They answer it and you ask the question. So question. He just cleared the board. And that's the danger. What happens when that device we can no longer control? What if that device locks us out? I was one of my blog websites. For some reason, caffeine is not working on this thing very well. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I need to pour more coffee down the hard drive, I guess. So what happened this one time? I get alerts through Search Console. If you hook up your websites properly on Search Console, then you can get alerts for your websites. And I'm a web developer and stuff. So one of my sites, I get an alert. Hey, someone's trying to hack your site. So I get in there, and literally this guy's trying to hack my site and turn it into a bad distribution channel for some online pictures. And then I'm over there at the same time deleting the directories as he's creating them. So I'm literally on top of it. And then eventually what I did is I deployed a script and locked him out. And then I then was able to get everything cleaned up and fix the patches and stuff. And so that's kind of what happened there. What happens when we are no longer the one in control? And let's just say Watson decides to lock us out. That's going to be the challenging part. And that was kind of the argument with Len Duke was making, is that we have so many billions of devices. We have so many that what this becomes is the equivalent of, I think he said, based on his calculations, the equivalent of 45 perpetually awake, complete and total geniuses of all things in the world. What can 45 perpetually awake geniuses that never never have any issues with. Freezing bad, really. Let me double check some settings real quick. Everything my stream health is saying it's okay. I'm not quite sure what's the freezing issue. If everyone's a couple people are saying it's freezing, sorry about that. Not much I can do about it, but let's see. All my stats are looking good. YouTube's telling me my stream health is still looking good, so I'm not sure what the challenge is. Hopefully it's not my internet. Occasionally here my internet just starts going wonky. Of course, I could just switch internet companies right now. I can't. Kitty wants to come say hi. Hi, Kitty. Yeah? You want to learn about Watson taking over the world? Do you? Yeah? Learn about Watson taking over the world? It's just elementary, I know. All right. Thinking the problem's over. That's good. Buffered for a few seconds, but I'm on crappy motel. Oh, crappy motel Wi-Fi. I did my trip this summer, and I was using my cell phone for Wi-Fi more than anything else. It's just worked so much better. Kitty! Hi, Kitty. Diego says hi. Hi, Diego. How are you? All right. Oh boy. So what is it that really caused me? Let's see. Was there something in this article? I'm looking at a few articles over here. That was a neat article, but I don't think there's anything really useful in there. So what is it that really caused me to want to talk about IoT today? Well, it was this. CloudPets. Little CloudPets for, and if you come over here, this article is from Consumerist. I actually read the one on Ars Technica today. This is the version on Consumerist. I like this one because they actually put the CloudPets commercial in here. This was, I don't know. Basically, this is a stuffed animal. Stuffed kitty. All right, here's my stuffed kitty. It's got a little thing on its hand, and you can squeeze it, and it will record. So your child can squeeze the little hand and say a little message, and then it will take the message and transmit the message up into the cloud, and then anybody that is connected to that child through the app, and you can grant those privileges, whatever, can then get a copy of that message. Now, it wasn't very clear to me, because this is only a 2-way or a 3-way, or, because they're like, yo, hi, Grandma, we love you, and hi, Daddy, I miss you. Well, if you have Grandma and Daddy on the same network, are they getting each other's message? I don't know. I haven't a clue. But regardless, what had happened is this country, of course, they are outsourced to pretty much the cheapest bidder, and I believe this was a Romanian company at the time. And well, they had a password to get into your account, but all of those files, all of the data, everything about everybody was not behind the password. So the password literally allowed the user to get to the data, but anybody else could just go right around it. And all of that stuff was on the ClearNet. And so pretty much you would just go in there, and if you knew where to get to, and it was pretty easy to figure that out, you could get right into a directory tree, see all the files, which included audio files of the communications between the parents and the children. So actual audio files of children, actual audio files of parents. They also had ready access to all of the child's private data, their birth date, everything. And why in the world a person, an adult, would go onto an app and go, oh, what's your child's name? Oh, what's your child's gender? Oh, what's your child's birthday? Oh, what's your child's whatever? And Kitty wants to play. Kitty break. And he's got to go get it now. Oh, he's got it in his mouth. He grabs that pen cap and then he runs off with it and chews it up in a corner somewhere. But we'll capture it from him later. All right. So why you'd go in there and you'd go for some online app. Like, what legitimate purpose does it have to put your child's birth date and your child's everything in this app? It's like, you may as well go ahead and give them their social security number and everything else. Go ahead and give it to them. And all of the data that was available in that app became available on the ClearNet. And it caused us this huge debacle. And that's kind of what was going on here. And this raises just one of those issues. Here we're putting all these IoT, and of course IoT devices, they start sophisticated, and then they get to the point where everyone's copycatting. All right? It's because some people just don't have any brains. Concur. Wait. I gotta find something in my desk drawer here. Brains. We got some brains. Grow some brains, people. They should be charged with child endangerment, probably. So this is actually it's from VWR International. That's got a little brain in a petri dish. It's from those days when I used to be a cancer researcher. All sorts of fun stuff. All right. So basically, you have all of these smart devices, and they started with higher quality, and this goes with everything. Like, you remember when smartphones, they started out, there were only a couple companies making them, and they were really high quality, and now I got like my drawer of awesomeness over here. You know, you start out, you get good companies with good phones like a Galaxy, and you get really high quality stuff, well, the non-exploding versions anyway. And then you can go to the store and you buy a $20 Android phone, and it's like probably crap. All right, and in fact, I know it is. So what happens is the IoT starts strong, and then as it becomes more mainstreamed, everybody gets in on it, and then they start contracting everything out to the third party. And this gets to the point where it costs too much money to secure a database, or they just didn't know how to do it. One of the two. We don't really know at this point. And then what ends up happening... No! Just going to check the, just in case the, get a Mac. This will switch to Linux, man. I've got a Mac. It's down there. Well, it looks like the internet speed's working just fine. I'm not sure why I'm getting low video output. I'm on Linux Mint. Hey, it looks like the stream's back online. All right. Okay, I think we're back online here. Let's see. Sorry about that. Just double checking. It says stream health is good. So my internet here is only, like, it's good when it works, but about once a day it just kind of, like, it needs a break or something, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't like all this Internet of Things talk. Apparently it's like, it's gonna kick me off. You know, whatever. But regardless, let's get back to some of this here. Let's see. We're still looking pretty good. All right. Let's catch up on these, then we'll get back. Let's see. Okay. Kitty unplugged him. What? Man. Then Tom is gone. Froze while he's smiling. Uh-oh. Kitty unplugged him. It's your fault. And he just looks at me. Yeah. Now it's over. Not sure what happened. Stand by. Smack your ISP. Yeah. I'd love to smack my ISP. I'd love to change my ISP, but there's this little thing called ISP monopolies in this world that, actually exist. Get a Macintosh? No, this is switch to Linux. Actually, I do have a Mac. It's... there's my Mac. Macs drive me mad, by the way. I hate Mac. Actually, I do about 50% of my projects over there, though, just so I know how to use. I actually use it just so I make sure I know how to use all of my computer systems. Let's see, Linux Mint. No, I don't think it's Linux Mint. I think it's an internet hiccup. Hit the Mac with a hammer. No, I'm not into that. Although I did get into some stream with parents destroying their children's technology the other day, about a whole 5 or 6 videos. That was awesome. All right, switching to Linux Mint from Windows thing. LOL. Oh no, you gotta switch, man. You gotta switch. Let's see. Switch to Debian. I was actually gonna consider Debian. Actually, no. The Mac's not on the floor. It's on a table under the desk. I actually have a U desk here because I have like so many computers around it. So I have a desk here, obviously here, and there's another one here, and down there in that corner space, the Mac sits down there. So it's out on the table. It's not on the floor. It's close to the floor, but All right. So anyway, I was thinking about running Debian on this computer, but I was just like, Linux Mint works perfectly fine, so I was going to go with that. All right, let's get back to the internet of scary things. So there are some threats and some concerns. So I found this article here from Atlantic BT. I'm not sure if this is a credible place or a non-credible place, but the article seemed okay to me. Excuse me. Article seemed okay to me. 3 threats and 3 benefits of the Internet of Things. And like I said, I'm not anti-Internet of Things. I just wish that we would think about what we're doing with the Internet of Things all the more. In fact, I don't really know a whole lot of serious tech-savvy people that are all, time to connect to the neighbor's Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's scary. In fact, let me show you something here. It's going to take me a minute to load this up. I have so much wireless interference in this apartment. I'm going to pull up a Wi-Fi scanner and show you all the wireless internet going on. It is a scary amount of stuff. I'm starting to think that excess Wi-Fi signals in the world will mess with your brain, because ever since I moved this place, I'm like a little hairy at times. I'm going to show you how many Wi-Fi signals I can pick up here, though. It's crazy. But I don't know if connecting to the neighbor's Wi-Fi would help or not. Maybe. I don't know. So anyway, the threats. So here's 3 threats. Security and privacy. And privacy is not what I'm talking about. Everyone's talking about all the fabulous data collection, all the great data collection. And the problem is nobody ever asked if I want my data to connect, right? I don't want relevant ads. I don't want all these companies have all this data to deliver me better products and services. I like it if you just go. Just go. All right. So security and privacy is certainly one issue. Data and complexity is a threat, meaning there's so much data and it's so complex. And of course, business and IT buy-in for our threats, listed as threats. So we have a concern. Now, of course, they were saying that IT buy-in is just taking too long. All right. So benefits, of course, safety, comfort, and efficiency. Like I said, if I could get a device that would track how well my my health is doing, or could do some basic things, but they never leave my house to do that, I'm okay with that. In fact, my cameras here, they're not full-scale IoT cameras. They are kind of before the IoT existed. They're network cameras. They're on my network, but they don't bing out to an external server before sending data back. Number 2, better decision making. So this is the philosophy that we can make better decisions as a business, as an individual, as a society if we have more Internet of Things devices. And of course, revenue generation. IoT does allow for a lot more revenue to be had. So those are things. All right. So there are 15 different Wi-Fi connections I am picking up from right here. Now, if I go back into the front room, I can actually pick up about a dozen more. It's crazy. In fact, it's so bad that despite my wireless network is here and my media center is only about 20 feet away, I get frequent drops because of all of the internet connections. I think like everyone in this apartment complex has 3 or 4 routers, which is crazy. I'm the one who was supposed to have the most technology. All right. Let's see. 18. We're up to 18 right now. All right. So I thought we'd go through and let's see. Of course, as the Internet of Things gets more prevalent, more botnets will come in and take things out, DDoS attacks, whatever, blah blah blah. I thought we'd wrap this up with some fascinating IoT devices, shall we? Because I came on and I was just looking for what are the most interesting IoT devices. All right, low priority. Wow, 42 Wi-Fi signals? That's crazy. That is a lot of Wi-Fi. Where's here? We just looked and now I'm counting 19. Must be off because when I first moved 6 months ago, I couldn't believe. See, the last place that I had like 10-inch concrete walls and it really kept the Wi-Fi signals down. There was almost no interference. Here, I'm pretty sure it's a piece of paper. In fact, it's so light here. I can hear it. My neighbor probably is going to be hitting the bed here in about an hour and a half. And I can hear the neighbor snoring through the walls. It's so thin here. And of course, all that thinness, there's so much Wi-Fi interference. Oh, we got more now. We're up to 21. Fortunately, from right here, the biggest one is me because the router's right down there. But anyway, let's have a look at the some of the craziest IoT devices out there. So this is just a list here. A trash can that posts to Facebook. Why? I mean, I know we Facebook our food. I have something that somebody needs to get. If you have an IoT device that posts your trash to Facebook, a brain. Please, get a brain. Get a brain, people. Get a brain. Can anybody give me a justifiable reason for a trash that posts to Facebook? The city trash can. More practical use of a smart trash can be found in Allentown. Oh, that's from my state. Oh, Lord. City officials have connected trash and recycling compactors so they can monitor how frequently they get filled. Information is used to form the most efficient routes for trash pickup and is just one example of a growing trend. I can't totally disagree with that, I guess. Definitely better than a Facebook posting trash can. Posting a trash can. Oh, wow. Amazon's grocery tool. Apparently this is still kind of hard to find. Maybe something related to like the dash buttons are kind of fun. Like I like making fun of the dash buttons. In fact, somebody reprogrammed a dash button to, they literally, it was an article, they had said, anytime you see Trump do something bad, hit this dash button to make a donation to the ACLU. What? I don't know. But anyway, this is a grocery tool where you can go through and you can scan the barcodes on your things in your house and it'll automatically order them. See, I'm kind of against any of these automatic ordering processes. Because with these automatic ordering processes, you don't stop and look for the best deal. Like when I'm out of paper towels, I go into the store and I look for what's the deal is. Maybe something's on sale. Maybe there's a better deal somewhere. Maybe I want to try something new. Maybe there's a new brand out there. Well, what these things do is they lock you in and you end up buying what it just locks you in. You don't, the same problem with the dash buttons. Hit the dash button, hit the dash button. What if one day they're going to be like, we got like 7 million people on a dash button. We know that we get about 6,000 orders a month. What if we just raise the price on that 50 cents? That's a whole lot. Time for some air crack and Wireshark. Oh, we got more. 23. I'm up to 23. And here's the scary thing. The scary thing here, talk about scary information. If you, I don't know if you can see the names of those or not. Let me, certainly not in that mode. Go back to full screen here. I don't know if you can see the names in those. But if you look at that, there are, let me see if I can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 Comcast routers here in my vicinity. So if you're not familiar with what Comcast has been doing, Comcast has basically, they've been trying to replace everybody's routers with their new routers. And what they've been doing is utilizing their routers by piggybacking a second signal, which is the Xfinity Wi-Fi. And by your customers pushing out this extra signal, they wanted to produce a Wi-Fi network that you could find pretty much anywhere, so you could connect to these Wi-Fi hot points, and all you need is a Comcast account. So if I were to connect to any of these Wi-Fis, I just need a Comcast password to get in here. But there's been people who have looked at these Wi-Fi networks that Comcast has been building their own Wi-Fi network off of other people's paying internet lines, charging them extra for the modem, and these actually have been shown to cost up to an extra $10 or so in electricity a month to push the extra bandwidth to get these things going. And so Comcast has been utilizing its customer pool's electric bill to fund and support their own Wi-Fi network. The scary thing is this is just 7 people who have not changed the settings, disabled the Wi-Fi, or are throwing away about $120 extra per year on a like, do you realize that a router costs like $60-$70 for a basic router? That means in 6 months you have a break-even point by not renting Comcast router and then paying extra for your electricity so they can push an internet connection line so they can claim that they have the largest open wireless internet. That's what they're trying to do. But there's 7 of those within vicinity of this computer right here. I can pick up 7 Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots. Wow. Oh, boy. This one just baffles me. Not to be outdone, though, before we talk about this one, no, I don't want 10% off my first order. Introducing the all-new Fridge Cam. You put this camera in your refrigerator and you can perpetually see what is in your refrigerator. Now, I know I'm a barbarian, but I actually have a magnetic piece of paper stuck to my refrigerator where I write out a grocery list. And then I go to the store and buy stuff. I don't have to have a perpetual connection via some hackable IoT device to look at my smartphone and figure out what's in my refrigerator. Now, of course, there's a serious limitation to this thing, and that's that this camera, they have not figured out how you can look inside the egg carton. So, somebody came up with an IoT egg tray. It detects how many eggs you have, so you can get a notification when it's time to buy more eggs. I don't even know what's next on this list. I stopped here. Oh, that's right. The dog treat dispenser with video chat. Comcast has their passwords, the stupidest. Let's see. I'm wondering if you were in my area. LOL. That'd be really crazy. Well, Chip, I'm in central Pennsylvania, not too far from the Penn State main campus. So if you are, shoot me a private message. We'll meet up. Too lazy to walk to the fridge and look. That's the thing. Oh, Lord. What's to eat, man? What's to eat? I can't get off the couch. I gotta see what's to eat first. Oh, man, that camera needs remounted. I can't see what's on the bottom shelf. Do I have more Fizzy Pop and Drizzly chips? Haha, if you listen to Adventures in Odyssey, you get that. Awesome, Chip. Cool. Yeah, let's meet up, Chip, definitely. I was wondering from the Steelers thing. I actually go down to Jake's there in Bellefonte every now and again and do some magic. Cool. Yeah, shoot me a private message. We'll meet up for some coffee or tea or something sometime. Bellefonte. All right, fitness dog tracker. I've seen it all. Fitness dog tracker. I have seen it all. Why? 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 A fitness dog tracker. Why? You know, apparently this cat's a little overweight. Vet said once, cat's a little overweight. You should exercise a little bit more and give him food only, this much per day, whatever else. I'm like, you know what? I mean, at that time I was pretty overweight. I'm not too overweight now, but at that time I was pretty overweight. I'm like, I can't get myself under control. I'm not going to take the extra time because if this poor kitty here had to rely on me to give him his food, he'd go a couple days hungry. He doesn't need a fitness tracker. It's all I need is my cell phone telling me I need to go take my cat for a walk. Wow. The IoT doggy door. This is legitimately, I have no idea what's on the rest of this list. I think I stopped at the dog tracker earlier. The IoT doggy door. The internet-connected dog door can let it come and go without letting in other unwelcome animals. Huh? As part of the Iris line of connected home products from Lowe's, the connected pet door only opens for pets wearing a special collar and tracks how often the animals walk through it. I can almost see a legitimate reason for this thing, but wow. Oh, the IoT home beer brewing system. All right. Well, I guess if you're a beer drinker, that's probably it. Using a Raspberry Pi and some ingenuity, a student from University of Oxford connected Wolfson's College bar entirely by student volunteers. Interesting. I don't even know what these are. Is this an IoT football helmet? Oh, the window shades. I have the window shades over here. This is fun. An IoT window shades. Now realize this. Look at how many windows are in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see 5 different devices here, right? 5 different devices here. Every one of these window blinds likely is going to have its own MAC address, i.e. its own hacking point, its own potential breakdown bug. And if you have about 100 windows in your house, I can kind of get it. You open up the thing, you push the button, and all your window blinds open all at once. Wow. 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 I don't know, man. I'm just a little bit concerned. Oh, we're up to 29 connections now. Oh boy. Let's see. Did we look at this one yet? Security challenges. I think we beat that dead horse. Let's just keep looking at... Okay, yeah, here's an IoT device. You scan the barcode and it tells you whether you recycle it or throw it away. Of course, the hair coach. Microphone-enabled full IoT brush. Detects how healthy your hair is, your dead hair follicles. Oh, I must have pulled this article up without reading it. I don't remember that one. Yeah, here's the this company here that has, it's the smarter.am. They have the refrigerator camera, the iKettle 2.0, first generation of smarter coffee. When my coffee gets to be smarter than me, I think I'll just switch to tea. Working together in harmony. Is this also the, let's see, I'm not sure. Okay, so for all you self-conscious people out there, this one's a good one for you. Hi, mirror. Smart mirror. Smarter beauty. This is all we need. We are already a deeply self-conscious world. This is all we need is an IoT device, an IoT mirror to point out for us the age spots that we missed. Brains much, people? Brains? Brains? I think you had to have been lobotomized to like some of this stuff. But, you know, here it is. Red spots, complexion, dark spots, dark circles, pores, fine lines, wrinkles. Wow. Let's check the comments real quick. Yeah, I know. I'm too lazy to walk the window over anyway. I call it exercise. You know, for a computer geek, that is the exercise. Too lazy to watch. Let's see. Switching to Linux Mint from Windows 10. I've been very long Windows user. Back from clear 95 days. Linux is new to me, and there are some things I'm stuck on. Yeah, we'll meet up and look at those. I'll bring a Linux Mint computer. Pretty straightforward. Recommend you just run Linux Mint off USB for a few days. Mint, you have that black space between the panel that separates the two launch apps. It's killing me. How do you get that blank space out of there? I think on the, like you're talking about the little space there. I'm not sure. Let's see. It might actually be a spacer. It might be something on the panel launcher. That there. Actually, let me try something, actually. I know on Mate that space is actually a configuration menu. On Linux Mint, I'm not sure it is. I'd have to play with that to figure out if you can get rid. I'm assuming that's that little space you're talking about. Let me see if I can. It might also be a. There are spacers on the menus. It looks like we do not have one such spacer right now. But it might be a spacer like on Mate. That space actually, you can right-click it and pull up a system monitor and things. On Linux Mint, that feature's not there. You might be able to get rid of it by just using a larger icon, or it might also be a padding setting somewhere. I'd have to look for that. Yeah, I'd have to play around with that. I'm thinking you might be able to get rid of it with padding. It might be something you're stuck with, because it's actually useful for when you're doing panel edits and you want to move that panel around. But I just don't know. In fact, let me do this as a quick test. Let me do this. Okay, so yeah, that's actually a function of the quick launch bar. You can see there when I moved it over that the panels here didn't do that. So, and then I'm wondering if I can do, let's see, let's configure this. No. Yeah, if anybody else knows about how to get rid of that space, let us know. If nothing else, it might be a setting in the CSS settings you can do. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's go back to look at this. Yeah, Hi Mirror. Of course, they're selling their beauty products there. Hi Mirror. Bye Mirror. This one's fun here. Master Lock. Internet connected master. Yeah, this is just asking for hackers. This is that bridge between hackers busting into your busting into your data versus busting into your real stuff. Now the hacker can physically hack into your lock and unlock your physical lock to your physical place. Of course, they're marketing this as a great thing, home remastered. You just it doesn't occur to me if I'm in my house to walk out to the house with my smartphone to unlock a shed. Of course, they had another one, leisure. Ooh, tamper warning for your lock. That's the only potential thing for it. But at the same time, you have security cameras and neighbors with shotguns. Work remastered. One of the ads I saw in this, they were actually advertising this with kids at school. No keys, no combos to remember. Here it is. So the kid's coming in and it detects the kid's phone is in the back there. If you have teenagers, how many times do they forget their phone? It's not charged, Of course, if they don't have their locker, their combination, guess what? They're not getting their geography homework out of their locker today. I'm sorry. Johnny forgot his homework because he forgot his phone, and his phone couldn't unlock his locker. Of course, schools might like this type of thing. They could have one device walk down and unlock everybody's locker, do a quick search of everything all at once. There you go. They used to have the kids standing by the locker to unlock it for the person coming down for locker inspections. This one was good. Colibri. The smart toothbrush. It monitors how well you're doing. Personal score based on online and offline brushing. Weekly email reports to show you how well you've brushed. If you need a toothbrush to send you a weekly email reports to tell you how long you brush, you need one of these. Some schools ban cells. Very true. Some schools do ban cells. Although nowadays the schools are like, what's the best way we can put phone chargers in here? Of course, now we have the June oven. A smart toaster oven. So basically, you can control the oven from your smartphone because apparently a dial on the front of the machine is a little too tough. And it'll do everything for you. I don't know. This is weird. See, this is the problem with the Internet of Technology. The Internet of Things technology is there's so much stuff out there. There's so many things it can do. It's just it's so crazy that it's fascinating the things that we've done. It really is fascinating those things that we have done. But at the same time, despite doing all of these awesome things, IoT sex toys, yes, they do exist. I was not brave enough to look them up. But as I was doing a little bit of research, I did actually encounter some references to them. And that scares the bejeebers out of me. I don't want to know. I just don't want to know. Wow. Thanks for that. I'm going to have to scroll this comment down. I want to hide that comment for a little bit. That's a little distracting. Thanks, Sarah Gray. So pretty much, it's amazing the things that we can do with the technology, and the technology is very fabulous on some very good ways. But I wonder sometimes if we haven't thought it through. We haven't thought about what data. And I've been having this discussion with a lot of people lately where we're like, I'll bring up all this stuff. I'll get this blank stare for a second. And then I hear, I have nothing to hide. And you don't have anything to hide until you do have something to hide. And once you do have something to hide, it'll be too late. And it's not that we're hiding bad stuff. It's that I don't want businesses to so narrowly figure out who I am on some application-based psychological profile based upon the things that I click and the things that I look at, that it can coerce me into buying things I don't really want to buy. In fact, the more and more the world and the technology and everything comes around me, the more and more I am considering entirely being a minimalist. And I'm already, to many degrees, a minimalist in many functions. But, I have a lot of computer tech and I have a lot of books. But outside of computer tech and books, I don't have a lot of stuff, and I'm happier that way. A very good lesson in life is the more stuff that you own, the more your stuff owns you. And that's the problem. Another problem that nobody brings up with the IoT stuff is there's so many devices, there's so many connected items, there's so many things out there that we don't stop and think whether or not we should have all these things. Like, do I really need a smart oven or a smart crock pot or a smart toothbrush? Or is it better if I just have some cheap $1, $2 thing, I brush my teeth with it and I throw it away? Or, I have crock pots and I have toaster ovens, but they're certainly not on the internet. And the more stuff that we start to rely on, the dumber and dumber we can get. Go check out my video on Dumbed Down by Technology, Dumbed Down by Technology. And, you'll see some of the references to that. But the thing is, we really have to think more about what we're doing with the IoT stuff. And so I just kind of wanted to leave you with that. I'm not saying throw all the IoT out, but really be cautious with the IoT. And in reality, we should be avoiding the IoT as much as possible. There's too much data collection. There's too much propensity for hacks. There's too much of everything. No need then for a TV, DVD player, etc. Actually, I have a TV connected to a media center, but in reality, this is my media player, and on this computer, I have access to my media library. So I watch videos on it. I watch movies on it. I watch a lot of other things on it. So, here's just access to my movies, my music. I have access to a lot of stuff on this just by running Kodi on this computer. And so this one here, my basic office setup here, I have my Mac computer sits here. In fact, the monitor where my comments and stream test feeds go on, this monitor over here is actually the one that's on my Mac. I commandeer it here for the videos. And then the monitor I'm actually screen sharing on, this is actually my Windows monitor. I also commandeer this for this. The actual computer I use to do my videos is actually not a computer I use for anything else, so it just kind of sits down here until I use it. But I have a Mac computer here. I have a Windows computer here. So I do all of my business work on these two computers. And this guy here sits right in the middle. It plays music. It plays movies. I do things I watch videos, documentaries. I do YouTube. I do my YouTube comments over there and stuff. This computer here, this kind of serves as my media PC. And of course it has a DVD player, so I can do that. Just kind of keeping things a little easier, a little lighter. And I've been realizing more, to get a break from the computers, I go into the kitchen, to get a break from the computers, I might go watch something on a bigger screen in the living room. But for the most part, more simplicity is what we need to have calmer, better lives, not the full-blown scale of IoT everywhere, because it just starts becoming overwhelming. And we're going to hit this critical mass point if we're not careful, that we're just going to go that's gonna be bad. I only have a cheap flip phone, but I mainly email to SMS if I need text. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I miss the days of smartphones. I miss the days when I could when I turned off my phones at night. I miss the days when I didn't have a computer on most of the day. When I was a professor, I had the computer on for work stuff and grading, and then I'd come home and I'd do one or two little things on a computer. But for the most part, I read a whole lot more books. I think life was better back then. And somebody else had observed not too long ago that it was one of the videos I did. I think it was actually my Dumbed Down by Technology video last week, my tinfoil hat time last week, where somebody had commented around 2010 is really when we started to see this decline in our society, and I really, really think that's a legit, and that's exactly when I noticed the same thing. I came to the same conclusion that 2010, smartphones hit the market. 2010 happened. Tablets happened. Smartphones happened. This pure dispersion into total connectivity was all around us, and our society just tanked. And that was 5 years ago or so. Was it 5? 7? No, 7 years ago. Wow. 7 years ago now. So we gotta be careful with all the IoT stuff. We gotta be careful with everything, all around us. And with that, I think we're about to wrap up. We're just about an hour on the stream here, so I think that's a good wrap-up point. We'll just do any final comments here. I only have a cheap. Let's see. When I get off the road, I have to reconfigure XIBN update to Kodi 17. Wiped all the settings. I don't know which version of Kodi I have here. Let's see if I can track that down real quick. Settings. Kodi is a whole lot easier to use with a keyboard than it is a mouse. I don't even know where to go to look for, maybe system info. No, I have no idea where to go to find out what version of Kodi I'm running. All right. All right. Yep. 1,000 subs. That was today. I saw that happen. I was actually out at the Home Depot looking for something for another project, and saw it cross. In fact, I missed 100. I went from 99, checked it again, and I had 2 subs real quick, and it jumped right up to 101, or 1001. So, all right. Well, with that, thanks for watching, everybody, and we're gonna wrap this up. And my final parting words are just, you don't have to totally ban IoT. I don't hate IoT. I'm just weary about it. Okay, as far as Core, actually, Core is what you use as a remote for your system. I actually run it on this Android tablet and this smartphone. So yeah, Core is an awesome. If you are running Kodi anywhere, using Core is something you could do. It just allows you to have a better remote. But actually, for this one here, if I really wanted to get fancy, that KDE supports. Let's see if you really can't see it move, but KDE actually supports utilizing your smartphone as a mouse pad and file input. So KDE Connect with an Android phone. So it just basically syncs up. I believe it's a basic wireless connection. All right. Yes, later. All right. Yeah, Chip, shoot me a PM. We're pretty local to each other. We'll go out and grab some coffee or something. All right. I will talk to everybody later, and have yourself a good time, and hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. There it is. Eventually, I'll realize where that logo is. All right. Have a good night, everybody.